wrestlers from NXT. And maybe they'll bring in some guys from the indies to do it too, which would be cool.
Yep.
I love myself a tournament.
So,
let's get King of the Ring back. Let's see King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Let's see King of the Ring this year.
You can have King Booker reign over it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He'd be like
Shucky Ducky.
He'll do a nice little what's his thing?
I don't know.
I feel bad. Spinneroonie.
Oh yeah, the Spinneroonie.
The Spinneroonie.
All right, you want to talk about actual fighting?
Yes. So we're gonna finish this on actual fighting, which is coming up this weekend. I'm gonna do my best to upload this podcast as soon as we're done.
Okay, cool.
Because I don't have to do any editing, and I don't have to, or much, I should say, and I don't have to make a card for it anymore because I just have one already.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make for you guys. I'm gonna try and you 20 people that follow me, follow us on the YouTube. I'm gonna try and make sure this gets up either tonight or tomorrow. But with that said, real fighting. Mayweather versus McGregor.
These are both names I recognize.
Coming up this Saturday. And yeah, that's the big thing about it. And that's why I want to talk about it included in this wrestling. Because no matter who you are, no matter what sports you like, no matter if you like sports at all, everyone has at least once talked about, oh, what do you think of Mayweather McGregor?
Comes up all the time.
It's something you can, like, I could literally go up to someone on the subway or like somewhere random in San Francisco or something like that and be like, hey, what do you think about Mayweather McGregor? And it would instantly start a whole conversation.
Probably. Because I mean, I watch wrestling. I don't watch MMA, I don't watch UFC, and I don't watch boxing. I love Conor McGregor. I think he may be sniffing his own shit. Some people tell me he sniffs his own shit. I truly believe that it's a character and he knows it's a character. People tell me he smells his own shit. It's hard for me to believe because he's so good at it. He's one of the best cocks I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
He's such a good cock. And I feel like if I said that to his face, he would get angry, but I truly mean it as a compliment. He is so good at being a dick. It's so good.
There was rumors for a hot minute that he was going to pull a Ronda Rousey and do something with the WWE.
I would die for him to do
I'd
that.
be into that.
He had that whole Twitter feud with the entire WWE roster last year that was brilliant.
But he needs to... The only part about that's problematic is he would need to... If he's going to be on WWE, the worst thing he could say is ass.
Yeah, his mouth would not be able to...
They would have to be like, look, you can't say shit and you can't say fuck, but we'll allow you to say ass 3 times.
And then you'd be like, alright, cool, I can call them all a bunch of cunts, right? God, no, Connor, no! I think what they should do with him is they should do kind of the Brock Lesnar thing, where when he goes out, maybe someone else talks for him, he talks very loosely for himself, and then when they got him in the back to do the recorded segments, they could just bleep everything out.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what they do for Brock. But who cares about WWE? Not Brock Lesnar. Conor McGregor is fighting
Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match.
And yes,
Conor McGregor is a UFC fighter.
He
He's an MMA fighter.
He accepted this match. I am to understand that you don't know a whole lot about this.
I understand that they both fight 2 very different fighting styles, and the one they are doing greatly favors Mayweather.
To me, okay, so there's another person that's going to be on the channel soon. You're going to see him when I finally upload the Evo video that I made. That's like a month supposed to be done. Anyways, me and Kish have had he's known by Simply Kish on the YouTubes.
He's been known as Simply Kish his entire life.
No, he's been known as Kish.
Oh, it's Simply Kish.
On the YouTubes, he's Simply Kish.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Anyways, me and him have had feuds about this back and forth. Simply Kish believes that Mayweather is going to win. Mayweather, if we want to talk about it in like a WWE fashion, is undefeated. He is 49-0.
Okay.
With this hope, he is hopeful that this is going to be his 50-0.
Now, if I remember correctly, though, Mayweather's last win was against Pacquiao, and it was a really boring match where he basically didn't fight. Is that correct?
Wrong. So, I mean, it's not completely wrong. His last match was against some no-name that he won pretty easily by.
But he didn't fight
Pacquiao was the one before that.
Okay.
And it was. Mayweather's
the last... danced around.
I would say the last 5 to 10 years... Because he's like he's gonna be 50 in like 5 years. I think.
Okay, so he's old.
He's pretty old.
Is he good?
From a technical point of view, in boxing, he is.
Is he still good?
I don't know, because he's been out for 2 or 3 years now. He hasn't boxed.
So he might lose because he's
rusty.
It's
possible.
And Conor McGregor is not rusty.
My whole... I'll tell you my side, and then I'll tell you Kish's side.
Okay.
My side is Conor McGregor. Their argument is he has a different fighting style because he's MMA.
Mm-hmm.
But he has been practicing boxing for a lot of months now.
What's his style normally? Does he normally do takedowns and
He's
submissions?
stand-up. That's the other thing.
So he's a striker.
Yes.
But does he normally strike with his fists or his legs?
His hands.
His
He
hands?
can strike with his legs, but he's also southpaw. He likes to bait the right hand, push it down, and like grab your arm, pull you in, and then hit you with his left hand.
But he can't do that in boxing, can he? You can't grab onto the
You
other
can't.
guy's hand. You can push down their hand.
Yeah,
and
you
swing.
can't literally pull it, but you can bait something and then push it down and hit him.
Okay.
But so.
So his style doesn't totally wreck him.
It doesn't. His style, like if he was a jiu-jitsu person, which he does know jiu-jitsu, but if he was primarily jiu-jitsu or something like
He'd
that,
be a little bit more screwed
then
over.
I would be like, okay, he's probably not winning this.
Okay.
But the fact that all of his wins are by stand-up like TKO,
Okay.
that his only losses, he's lost twice, and his only losses are by submission.
Okay.
So he's never been knocked out. He's never been he's never been even called where they were like, we have to stop this fight because he's so hurt that he can't go on.
Right.
All of his fights where it was mostly a stand-up game, he's won.
Okay.
Now, given that Mayweather is arguably from Kish's side, and he knows more about Mayweather than I do because I believe he knows more about it because of the Pacquiao fight, and he's Filipino, and every Filipino person watches the Pacquiao fight. But so Mayweather is arguably not just the best boxer of our generation, but people would argue he's the best boxer ever.
Okay.
He's held every title in almost every weight class. That said, most of his wins, especially recently, are by points, meaning that he didn't knock someone out. He just got more, and boxing has a really weird point system. He didn't even. I don't think he even had to like hurt them technically. He could have just got more points by like touching them and like because I think if you like touch the face right fast enough that counts and stuff like that. So it's like he didn't have to hit them hard. He just had to be fast enough to get in hits and block.
It is
other ones.
so it's a little bit more of a subtle fight than an MMA fight would be. So McGregor might be at a disadvantage in of that his fights you win by beating the other person normally. The points are done differently if it does go to a point system.
That's the whole thing with me. McGregor has to win in the first four, which it favors him a little bit more that they went down a size in gloves, meaning there's less padding.
Why did they go down a size in gloves?
Shit talk. They had 4 conferences beforehand that were just shit talk, and they were all amazing. And
I watched one and it was really
McGregor won the first one. McGregor
he like walked around the entire time too, and,
Oh, yeah.
and Mayweather just stayed sitting down, which was great.
The first one, McGregor and Mayweather were a little bit more even, but all the conferences after that it was McGregor.
McGregor's
totally.
shit talk is what I know about him. I've seen his match highlights. I've seen a couple of them, but his shit talk is what I know.
Oh yeah. So anyways, but what McGregor wants, he was talking about. He was like, so Floyd was worried about 8-ounce gloves, so I let him have 10-ounce gloves, and that's the rules right now. But then I guess Floyd was like, you know what, fine, we'll bring it down a glove size. So now it's 8-ounce instead of 10-ounce. I can admit, coming from a kickboxing background, both in amateurs and pros, you usually use 10-ounce gloves.
Okay.
So for it to be 8-ounce gloves means things are going to hurt a lot more.
Because that's what he needs. He needs to get a knockout punch. He needs to actually hit him, and the gloves are going to make that harder.
McGregor needs to get a knockout. He needs to do it in the first 4. If it goes past 4, I would say I'm going to watch it, not so legally. I'm going to watch it, and if he doesn't win in the first 4, I'm turning it off.
You're that certain that Mayweather will win via points.
Yes, and after the first 4, it's going to be a boring fight. McGregor, I don't see him gassing, and he doesn't. The thing is, the other thing with boxing is it's political. It's really political. So it's rigged, and not in like good WWE way. It's rigged in the way that whoever they want to win and whoever's going to make them the most money is probably going to win.
At this point, wouldn't McGregor want to make them the most amount of money?
That's my other ace in the hole, is that I think but the problem with McGregor will make everyone working on it the most money, but he will, in the long run, lose boxing money. Because if he beats Mayweather, he is almost certainly he might not kill boxing, but he will definitely make it look way less legitimate.
Just an MMA fighter walked up and beat
MMA
the best boxer.
Yes.
And McGregor, from what I know, he's a good MMA fighter. He's not the best MMA fighter. He's just good.
He's the most entertaining.
Isn't he coming off a loss, or is he coming off a win?
I think he lost his... Did he lose to Nate Diaz? That might have been his last one.
I believe either...
Well, because he dropped a title recently, because he only has one. He had two for a minute, which was, like, unheard of for a while. Because he was defending both of them, too. So he was jumping between weight classes to defend both titles. But,
that's insane.
So, he definitely dropped one. He's only defending one right now. So, I don't know when he lost, or if it was... I know he lost to Nate Diaz by submission, and that was his second loss. He beat him the first time.
Okay, he beat him
and then Nate Diaz won the second time. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that Nate Diaz is the one that has the title. But it was by submission.
Okay.
So my big thing is that's going to play the main role, is the politics of it, right?
Who has, I'm assuming there's a boxing title.
There is now. They made up one just for this fight.
Oh, and Mayweather has it?
None of them have it. Whoever wins this gets it.
Oh.
It's the money title belt. It's and not the $1 billion man money title
then
belt.
Who cares?
Yeah, right. It's a really ugly looking. It's like a really faded teal as the leather color, and then it's like got a bunch of colors in the middle as the. It's really gross looking.
Weird.
But either way, whoever wins this gets the money title belt. And which is just, I'm assuming it's just a customary thing. It's not going to be like anyone has to defend it or anything.
Oh, well, I mean, if they want to make money in the long term, they could have Conor McGregor have to come back and box other people for it.
Conor McGregor says that if he wins this fight, he will continue boxing, but I don't see him doing it for very long, because at the end of the day, he's an MMA fighter, and he likes fighting MMA. And
well, but if they want to make money,
yes,
I would say the money would say fight Mayweather, and then if you beat Mayweather, okay, fight Pacquiao. I feel like that's where the money would be. If
Pacquiao would come out of retirement for it, I could see it. The only other two people that I could see McGregor even wanting to fight is Canelo, who's right now in the boxing world, he's probably 2 or 3. Canelo, and then there's another one, but I can't remember his name right now.
Who's also 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah, exactly. So the only people that McGregor would even want to fight are those people. Okay. And if he beat those people or lost to those people, 1, he wouldn't care, and 2, he would almost just be doing it for the money and for the fact that he's like, I want to rule 2 combat sports, and then after that he'd be like, I don't need to do this anymore, fuck that. Because the big thing for me about McGregor is that he doesn't even consider boxing, I think he has respect for it enough, but he doesn't consider boxing fully fighting. He's like, I'm not even using my legs in this. I don't have to worry about the guy grappling me. It's not as complicated a game, and I think he's going to get bored of it, to be honest.
Oh, that means, so he doesn't even respect the sport that he's trying to beat the best in the world at right now.
I think he respects it, but he... not enough to where he's going to be... He still thinks it's like half a sport. Or like half combat sport.
That's a good story.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good story. Hey, WWE, take notice. Write stories like this.
So,
this is a good story.
That's why everybody's into it. It's 2 really famous people that everybody knows. Mm-hmm. And then it's also the fact that it's this huge underdog coming over from a different sport to this sport to face the best person.
And he doesn't even
he doesn't give a shit.
It's great. I really hope he wins, because that would just be a nice smack in the face to boxing. Because personally, as someone who doesn't have much of an opinion on this,
boxing's boring as fuck.
I really don't like boxing. I don't even care whether or not it's boring or not. I don't like boxing because I don't like the system. I don't like the politics.
Oh yeah, no, the politics are stupid.
It makes me gross that people can spend hundreds of dollars to watch Pacquiao and Mayweather. And I watched it because it was at my friend's house and it was boring as shit.
Yeah.
And everyone who watched it knew it wasn't me not getting boxing. Everyone knew it was boring, and people spend hundreds of dollars to watch it.
See, I can spend $9.99 to watch a boring match, but spending hundreds of dollars to watch that, which you had to do back in the day for WWE.
You had to spend. In the last month, I have watched SummerSlam 5 hours, TakeOver 3 hours, Raw and SmackDown this week 5 hours collectively. I've watched
And
the
Raw
last...
and SmackDown are free.
I've watched the last 3 takeovers, 3 hours collectively. I watched the G1 Climax.
Oh, yeah.
That is 3 hours for 19 days straight. And I watched it.
And it was amazing, I heard.
And it was the best If you didn't watch the G1 Climax, you're not watching the best wrestling in the world. It just was the best storytelling, best wrestling, best character work, best storylines, best...
Really?
It was... The storylines are so good.
Good storylines from...
People do not give New Japan credit for their storylines. Storylines are great.
I don't, if only because I've heard so much that how much they're more like... Japan's way more into the technical side of it. They're not so much into story, right?
It feels like more like a sporting event. The stories are just as good, if not better.
Okay.
And people don't get because the thing is that if you try to explain a WWE story to somebody, it takes you a while.
Yeah.
And most people won't sit down and listen to a New Japan story. But if I tell you the story of Naito, if I could tell you the story of
I've heard Naito is so good. I need to watch him more.
Naito is so good. If I tell you Naito's story, Kota Ibushi's story, Kenny Omega's story, Kazuchika. Should say his last name, Okada's story, those stories alone are better than anything WWE is doing. Then I can tell you Juice Robinson's story, Michael Elgin's story, Tama Tonga's story, the Young Bucks story, and all these stories intermingle. Because the cool thing about New Japan is every single one of their pay-per-views starts with an hour. The first hour of every pay-per-view, so each day of the G1 Climax and also all their other shows, the first hour is they usually do 3 to 4 tag team matches that are normally 4 versus 4 tag team matches. And normally in WWE, those don't mean shit. And you're like, great, 4 versus 4 tag team match. I couldn't care less about this. In New Japan, all those matches are Chaos versus Bullet Club, Los Nobles versus Bullet Club versus Bullet Club, Suzuki Gun versus Los Nobles, Chaos versus Suzuki Gun. So they build stories through these tag team matches.
See, I think the only problem with New Japan, with any Japanese wrestling coming for it to be, or even European wrestling, for it to come over to America or whatever, it's hard because I don't think people in America have enough time for that.
It requires a lot of time.
That's the problem.
Because you got to put the same amount of time when you put into WWE, you got to put that exact same amount of time into New Japan.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't watch TNA. Sorry, not TNA anymore. GSW. I don't watch GSW. I don't watch Ring of Honor. I watch highlights of Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor
There's
does
not
stuff.
Too many people that watch TNA.
It's because Ring of Honor does stuff with New Japan. It's the only reason I watch.
Yeah.
And then I watch WCPW because I support those guys at World Culture. Love the Adams. Glad Amblampier is Adam again and no longer.
Yeah,
Blampier.
I'm glad that they figured out a way to keep that up.
The World
fuck
Cup,
you, YouTube.
Yeah, fuck you. The World Cup finals are happening right now, and they've been some of the best wrestling in the world. On top of everything else I've been watching, God help me. Yeah, it's great. So New Japan requires a lot of time and effort from me, but I pick the characters I love. The G1 Climax finale that happened two weekends ago now had a moment in it that made me cry. I can't remember the last time WWE made me cry.
Yeah?
Shibata came back unannounced from his coma.
When was the last time
his actual physical medical coma? Not even a kayfabe story.
Just actually.
He headbutted himself into a coma against Okada. And they were told he wasn't going to walk again and would never regain consciousness. Regained consciousness. He can walk. He's in the gym. He's working out. He showed up at the last day of the G1 Climax, walked out, got in the ring, took a bump, just to show people he could do it. Like, he just landed on his back and then got back up. And then got on the mic and went, "I'm alive, that's all." Dropped the mic and left. And the crowd was bawling. Because everyone was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he's alive."
He's actually alive.
Because it's literally just this man was going to be dead.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember the last time WWE elicited... I mean, they've elicited emotion from me. They haven't made me cry.
No.
I mean, Why Is My Name on This List got me close.
Okay. Yes.
That's the Festival of Friendship got me close.
I felt...
I got misty-eyed. I didn't cry, though.
I'm gonna put that... This is the one editing thing I'll do. And to be honest, I'm probably splitting these into 2 podcasts.
This is a long... I think you can split this into the TakeOver review and the TakeOver and the SummerSlam review, and then post-SummerSlam review.
But anyways, dude, like, just... You could feel it when Chris Jericho's heart broke. Like it's
There's a reason he's my GOAT. He's so great.
It's like that. Have you watched The Simpsons before?
I have before. But
okay.
Not tons.
Do you know the Valentine's episode with Ralph?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'll try and summarize quickly. Ralph's in love with Lisa. Okay. He gives her a Valentine's Day gift.
Yes.
She doesn't like him, but she tries to play it off like she tries to be nice about it.
Yeah.
But it gets to the point where he's so annoying that she
can't do it.
Can't do it anymore. So she breaks it off with him, and as Bart stated, because he recorded it, I don't remember why, but he videotaped it, and he's like, you can actually see the point in which his heart breaks, and it's just in slow mo, just Ralph going, ah, and you're like, that's the same thing I saw with Chris Jericho when he was like, why is my name on this list? And then when he turned it over and he was like,
and he gets kicked.
That was the moment I was like,
his
oh my god, my boys, they're done.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right there. That was good. It was a good moment. That was probably the closest.
But it didn't make me cry.
That's the closest they've gotten me to crying in a while. That got me pretty close. The Shield breaking up got me pretty choked up. I didn't make me cry, though, because the moment wasn't a crying moment. It was more of a no moment. As you can hear the man in the background during that scream, no! Okay, I'm actually a liar. I'm going to take this back. Actually, I'm actually a really big... Got to be able to humble yourself on the podcast. WWE got me to cry this year, so scratch that. I cried this year. I cried in your house. I cried in your house here.
For WrestleMania?
This year. I cried during WrestleMania this year when The Undertaker retired. So...
Did you?
When he took the hat off and he put it on top of his clothes, I was crying. It's my dad. Not my physical days, but my wrestling dad. He's been wrestling longer than I've been alive.
That's true.
And I watched him retire. So... And God, please, WWE, if there's any time you listen to me ever in your entire existence, don't bring him back.
No.
If you bring him back, I'm going to be so angry at you. Not a good moment. Wish it wasn't Roman Reigns.
Anybody but you, Roman.
Actually don't mind that match that much. Rewatched it after the WrestleMania. There's some problems with it, but it shows off why Undertaker needed to retire. But everything post that match was beautiful. Everything after the match ended was perfect.
Undertaker should have not lost to Brock Lesnar. Undertaker should have been retired by CM Punk. Undertaker should have been retired by Bray Wyatt.
There are lots of people who should have retired The Undertaker.
Given Undertaker being retired by Brock Lesnar, I didn't have a problem with. But there was better people for that. And
I understand
and
why.
Then he didn't. And then he didn't. He just made him lose at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I understand why. Though, to be fair, we did get some great Brock Lesnar Undertaker matches after that.
And especially now with...
We got that great Hell in a Cell match.
Especially now we have the Demon, and we have Aleister Black.
Both of them would have been great.
Them killing the streak / retiring Undertaker would have been way better than Roman retiring Undertaker.
I would have been... Oh, God, sorry. The original plan was for Cena to do it. I'd be more okay with Cena doing it than Roman Reigns, because at least Cena has that legacy, where it's like... Yeah. Cena grew up and became a star around Undertaker. So at least you have a story there.
I'll give you that.
At least there's a story with Cena.
Over Roman, it's literally like I said. I'm not lying when I say anyone but Roman. Yeah.
Maurice retires the Undertaker. Okay. Eva Marie retires the Undertaker. I'm gonna push you.
No.
I'm gonna push you.
I won't take that one. No.
Roman Reigns over Eva Marie.
Yeah.
Okay, we found the line, guys.
That's not even... Eva Marie literally can't wrestle. Okay? You're comparing Roman Reigns to someone who is worse than me at wrestling.
Okay, we got worse than me probably.
Yes.
Okay, okay, well, I have to keep this realistic.
But I don't have big fake titties, okay?
James Ellsworth retires the Undertaker.
No. I mean,
Roman Reigns.
No. At least...
Hornswoggle retires the... Okay.
See, the joke ones I can't take.
Yeah.
Even Jinder Mahal now, I wouldn't accept that for taking out.
But that's not a joke one, because WWE actually supports him.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Don't tempt them. Don't tempt them. They'll be like, oh, we can bring him back so that Jinder Mahal can retire him.
The modern day Maharaja.
The 3 in 22 and 3.
The 3MB in 22 and 3.
God help me. God, just help me. God, take me from this world.
So, my final word on McGregor. So,
right, McGregor.
Yeah, we went off on a big tangent.
Mayweather.
McGregor. McGregor needs to win. Needs to knock out. He needs to knock out Mayweather in the first 4 rounds,
or it's over.
And you're gonna get another boring match of Mayweather dancing around and avoiding things and getting points.
That's the thing. Do you think Mayweather's footwork can just outclass McGregor's?
Oh yeah, it's not even footwork. Like Mayweather likes to do this thing where he rolls his shoulder up and blocks things, and he knows how to do that really fast and well. And he knows how to like block here, and then like after that, he knows how to like pat and then just hit you really quick and then come back to blocking and stuff like that. He's very good. I don't like Mayweather. I don't like him at all.
He's very good at what he does.
But he's very good at what he does. Like, he's very good at technical wrestling, which is boring. But it's it's the rules, and this is coming from someone who doesn't even like baseball because it's too technical for me. Like, I don't like that. Technical wrestling is different, but technical boxing is boring because, especially in a combat sport, everybody wants to see someone get knocked out. And if they're not going to get knocked out, you at least want to see someone tap.
I watch NASCAR for the car crash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Mayweather...
I don't watch NASCAR.
Not to mention Mayweather doesn't have the pipes, man. McGregor has the pipes to keep me interested. Sure. Mayweather, all he said the whole... Like, his biggest things the whole time he was talking to McGregor was, you're biting off my name to get money, which McGregor doesn't have to do.
Yeah, his name's more than big enough to make money without him.
He's never made three or four figures or whatever they're making right now, but he still doesn't need money.
Yeah.
And his other two things were like, you've been knocked out, I haven't, but he's only been knocked out by submission, which you can't even do in boxing, so that's irrelevant. Mm-hmm. The only other thing I remember Mayweather saying as like a diss was, yeah, you're a bitch, and like just other insults about him as a person, not like his fighting or anything like that. McGregor was more interesting in the way that he was like, you have soft hands, which Mayweather is known for having soft hands, where he's like, my hands got hurt after this match, blah, 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 all this other stuff. He's old. McGregor said stuff about that. McGregor said stuff about Mayweather having tax problems, which is the only reason why McGregor is like, you only took this fight because you had tax problems and you need more money, which is possible.
Yeah.
So he's hitting on a bunch of stuff that's actually true, and that is part of this fight.
That's great.
McGregor. The only other thing, McGregor's like, he's got a smaller head than me. I'm gonna come in. McGregor is also allowed to come in like 20 pounds bigger than Mayweather. Like, they have a bigger gap than usual for some reason. I have no idea. I think it's like it's probably a pride thing where they were both going back and forth about, oh, you won't allow this because you're scared kind of thing. So McGregor talks about himself being taller, which he is, being stronger, which he is, being younger, which he is. And those are all legitimate disses, which is what makes them actually good and funny. And like, I want to hear him talk. So at the end of the day, it comes down to politics, and I don't know who's making who the most money, but I see it as highly doubtable that McGregor is going to win, if only because it will be pretty much the nail in the coffin for boxing. For like high class boxing. If McGregor wins, boxing is never going to make as much money as it used to, unless some anomaly of a person comes up
who like knocks people out every round.
Yeah, exactly.
Every match.
And they're undefeated or something like that. It would make UFC slightly more money because I feel like a lot of boxing fans would then be legitimized about UFC, and they'd be like, oh, we're going to start watching Ultimate Fighting now and MMA and all that other stuff, which I'm personally fine with because I don't care about boxing.
Yeah.
But
I barely care about MMA.
But
sorry, truth be
no,
told.
it's fine.
I don't want to. I don't enjoy people actually being injured.
To be honest, I'm not super into MMA. I've only watched on TV. I've only watched one show, and that's because my instructor was part of it.
If it is on TV, I will watch it.
Yeah,
because I can appreciate it.
Yeah. As
a fan of wrestling, there's actually a lot to MMA I understand.
Yeah,
where I'll be like, oh, I see what they're actually doing that in real life. That's cool. That's how it actually looks.
And hey, if Brock gets back into it after this, you'll have a reason to watch for Brock. I guess.
Yeah, but I guess he won't be fighting John Jones.
No.
John Jones just ended his career.
Oh yeah.
I won't get into that. That's a whole nother podcast.
But yeah, so it's like I really don't know which way it's going to go. I can tell you I want McGregor to win, and I can tell you that I have I would say it's a good 60-40, 60 leaning, and that's being biased on my opinion because I don't want him to win, is that it's 60-40 that Mayweather's going to win.
Well, I came in and sat down assuming that Mayweather was going to win, and now that I've listened to you explain it, it sounds like more of a 60-40 chance. As a viewer that doesn't understand, and as a Irishman, he's Irish, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah,
as an Irishman, I'm going to be rooting for Conor. Cause
McGregor winning is the more interesting way to go.
Yeah.
For sure. If
it was WWE has taught us who needs the most interesting.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but I just wanted to talk about that with you because I like to talk about it with everyone because it's an interesting.
I'm excited.
topic.
I will be either watching it with people if I'm around people who are watching it, or I will be watching the highlights the next day.
It's this Saturday if I'm not doing anything and I can find a stream. We don't condone piracy on this.
We just do it ourselves.
Unless you're a pirate wrestler like Kaori. Kyrie, yeah.
Kyrie Sane. Or the Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick. He's like a punk.
But he had the captain's hook originally.
That's true, yeah. He's a pirate.
Now he's a punk. He was a pirate.
He's... And Sliced Bread #2.
Oh, it's so good.
That's a great name for a move.
It's such a great move, too.
Sliced Bread #2.
It's not like the Pirate's hook anymore. Or it was the captain's hook. Now it's the...
Is it not the captain's hook anymore?
I think
because they were still calling it that at the beginning of his...
I think it's called the... Oh, no, it's the captain's hook now. It was originally called the bully choke.
Okay.
It was the bully choke in the Cruiserweight Classic, and they changed it to the captain's hook.
Well,
because the bully choke
either
is
way,
too violent.
So, but no pirating.
No pirating.
Don't go out and pirate the match that they're already making
billions of dollars on. If you could download a car, would you do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You wouldn't download a car.
I mean, if I could physically make it, if it was like a 3D model thing.
Yeah, I definitely would 3D model a car. Oh my god! All right, we need to end this.
Yeah,
This needs to end.
We love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Whoever does, we'll see you later. We're gonna hopefully just
more often.
As an update, we're gonna hopefully record more often. And we have a few other friends that I know are into wrestling and want to be on the podcast, so I'm gonna try and get them in if not in person, over Skype or something.
And if you ever want to talk to us, we're both on Twitter.
We're both on Twitter.
We will reply. Slide into our DMs. We're more than welcome.
I gotta slide in my DMs, bro.
You can find me at take two on that. You can find me at Off the Walther, WALTHER. It's my last name.
And you can find me at Victory Screen, all lowercase, I believe.
I'm all lowercase as well. And yeah, we'll reply.
We'll reply.
We're nice people.
I have nothing better to do, and I like talking about wrestling and fighting games. And actually, hopefully, we'll be getting you. I might be planning on some horror games and stuff like that over Halloween.
God.
So,
I'm so bad at horror games.
I might try and get you in on that.
I played Dead Space, and about an hour in, I threw my controller at the screen.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's what we want.
And also look out for November when I start playing 2K18. And I'll be probably streaming my career.
Dude, I'll be playing. I'll play with you.
I'll create my character and I'll talk about wrestling.
I'm gonna come in and be the...
You run in and take me out and be my heel to my face.
Oh, yeah.
Be my...
Are you better at a face or... We'll talk about that at a different podcast.
All right.
We'll see you guys later. Have a good night.